Hey ARMY guys, you might want to sit down for this one because what just happened has the entire fandom shaking right now. No exaggeration. This is one of those moments that hits differently, the kind that makes you pause, rewind, and go, wait, did he really just say that? Yeah. Jungkook, our golden magne, finally spoke up about his relationship with Jimin, and not in the vague, playful way we're used to. This time, it felt real, honest, and honestly a little emotional. And I know, we've seen years of interactions, moments, glances, inside jokes, hugs that lingered just a bit longer than expected. But this felt like something more grounded, something deeper. So stay with me, because what he revealed might completely change the way you see their bond. Now, before we get into what Jungkook actually said, let's rewind for a second. Because if you've been part of this community for even a little while, you already know Jungkook and Jimin's relationship has always been special. There's no other word for it. From their trainee days, when everything was uncertain and they were just two young boys chasing a dream, to becoming global icons together, these two have always been side by side. Laughing, teasing, supporting, sometimes even competing, but always connected. And that's exactly why every little interaction between them gets amplified. Every glance, every touch, every moment becomes a topic of discussion. Because ARMY feels it. We all do. There's something genuine there, something you can't fake. Even if you tried. But here's where things get interesting, and this is the part you don't want to miss. Recently, during what seemed like a casual and relaxed moment, no pressure, no scripted environment, Jungkook was asked about Jimin. And instead of brushing it off with a joke or a short answer like he usually does, he paused. And you could see it. That tiny shift in expression. That moment where you realize, okay, this is going to be different. And then he started talking. Not just answering, but opening up. He talked about how long they've known each other. How much they've been through together. And the way he described Jimin, it wasn't surface level. It wasn't just he's a good friend or we're close. No. Jungkook went deeper than that. He described Jimin as someone who understands him without needing words. Someone who has seen him at his lowest and still stayed right there beside him. And if you've been following BTS for years, you know, that's not something Jungkook says lightly. He's not the type to just throw emotional words around. So when he says something like that, it means something. And this is where ARMY started losing it. Because suddenly, all those old moments started replaying in everyone's mind. The behind-the-scenes clips, the quiet conversations, the way Jimin always checks on Jungkook, the way Jungkook looks at Jimin when he thinks no one's watching. It's like everything clicked all at once. And people began asking, has it always been this deep? Or are we just now finally hearing about it? But wait, it doesn't stop there. Because Jungkook didn't just talk about the past, he talked about what Jimin means to him now. And this is what really got people emotional. He said that even after all these years, all the success, all the changes in their lives, Jimin is still one of the few people he can truly rely on. Someone he trusts completely. Someone who grounds him when everything feels overwhelming. And if you think about it, that says a lot. Because Jungkook has grown so much. He's more confident, more independent, but even then, Jimin remains one of his constants. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Okay, but what does this actually mean? And that's the thing. Jungkook didn't label it. He didn't define it in a way that fits into a neat little box. And maybe that's exactly why it feels so real. Because not every relationship needs a label to be meaningful. Sometimes, the strongest bonds are the ones that exist beyond definitions. And whether you see them as best friends, soulmates, brothers, or something uniquely their own, the truth is their connection is undeniable. And you could see the impact almost instantly. Social media exploded. Fans were posting clips, analyzing every word, every expression. Some were crying, literally crying, because it felt like we were getting a glimpse into something so personal, something so rarely shared. Others were celebrating, saying, "We always knew it." And honestly, both reactions make sense. Because when you've watched these two grow up together, when you've seen their journey from the beginning, moments like this hit hard. But here's another angle that not everyone is talking about, and this is important. Jungkook choosing to open up like this, even just a little, shows a level of trust. Not just in Jimin, but in ARMY too. It's like he's saying, "This matters to me, and I'm ready to share that with you." And that takes courage, especially in an environment where everything you say can be taken out of context, twisted, or misunderstood. Yet he still chose honesty. And that's something we should really appreciate. And let's talk about Jimin for a second. Because while Jungkook was the one speaking, you can't ignore how Jimin has always been in this dynamic. He's always been expressive, always wearing his heart on his sleeve. He shows affection openly, cares deeply, and isn't afraid to let people know how much they mean to him. And maybe, just maybe, that's part of why Jungkook feels so safe around him. Because Jimin creates that space. A space where emotions are okay. Where vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. Now imagine being in their position. Years of pressure, constant public attention, expectations from all over the world. And in the middle of all that, you find someone who truly understands you. Someone who doesn't see you as Jungkook of BTS or Jimin of BTS, but just as Jungkook and Park Jimin.
Two people.
Two souls navigating everything together. That kind of bond? It's rare. Really rare. And this is exactly why this moment matters. It's not just about what Jungkook said. It's about what it represents.
Growth. Trust.
Connection. It's a reminder that behind the fame, behind the performances, behind the polished image, there are real relationships, real emotions, real stories. But here's something I want you to think about, ARMY, and this might hit a little deep. Why do moments like this affect us so much? Why do we feel so connected to their relationship? Maybe it's because, in a way, we see pieces of ourselves in them. Our own friendships, our own struggles, our own desire to have someone who understands us completely. And when we see that kind of connection in them, it gives us hope. It reminds us that those kinds of bonds are possible. And that's powerful. Now, of course, with moments like this, there will always be different interpretations. Some people will read into it one way, others will see it differently. And that's okay. What matters is respecting what they choose to share and what they choose to keep private. Because at the end of the day, this is their story, their relationship, and we're just lucky enough to witness parts of it. But one thing is clear, Jungkook's words weren't empty. They weren't casual. They carried weight, emotion, meaning. And whether this changes anything for you, or simply confirms what you've always believed, there's no denying that this moment will stay with the fandom for a long time. And, honestly, this might not be the last time we hear something like this. Because as they continue to grow, both as artists and as individuals, who knows what else they might share? What other truths might come to light? What other moments might make us feel this same mix of shock, warmth, and excitement? So yeah, ARMY is definitely not ready for what's coming next. But before we wrap this up, I want to hear from you guys. Seriously, this community is what makes moments like this so special. What did you feel when you heard Jungkook's words? Did it surprise you? Did it make you emotional? Or did it just confirm what you've always seen between them? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's talk about it together because I know everyone has something to say about this. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, if you felt something while listening, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. This is just the beginning. Stay safe, stay connected, and as always, ARMY forever.